Nothing sounds more exciting than doing something illegal.
Disclaimer, we here at Top 5 Best do not endorse illegal activity. Please don't do it.
Just remember, every action has a reaction, and when it comes to illegal stuff, you could end up in jail or even losing your life. I guess that's why those things are called illegal. However, even people with the best intentions have been caught in some questionable actions and have gotten themselves in trouble. Today we'll be looking at 15 illegal water slides in the world. Number 15? TWEED'S Clarrie Hall Dam. A dam. Yes, that's right. The first illegal water slide in this list is a dam in Australia. There are videos around the web that shows lots of people going down a giant illegal water slide. Even though some of these videos suggest that the people got permission to be there, the local authorities have clearly said that they would never allow such a thing because there are a lot of risks that come with it, and no one would like to see that happen. In fact, this spot has become popular thanks to social media. However, the city council is looking for ways to keep the public away from going down this thrilling ride. Number 14? The Aquasphere. This ride doesn't look dangerous at all, and in fact it's still operating and it's not necessarily illegal. But I'm sure many adults out there would not like to see their kids riding the Aquasphere in Australia. This ride sends people down on a floating raft, and it's all fine and dandy until you make it to the spheres, which is where the fun really begins. That is if you're lucky. With so many twists and turns, the Aquasphere has managed to injure many riders throughout its history. The most famous of them all was a kid who hurt himself against the walls as he fell off his raft. It was actually so bad that some people say he was unconscious for a while. The park authorities had to close the attraction for 10 months to do proper testing and significant improvements. Number 13? The drainage ditch. Okay, I can't say for sure that this is 100% illegal, but I'm sure that it's not necessarily a widely approved attraction. This allows them to reach speeds as high as 56 kilometers per hour before they hit the water. It does look like a lot of fun, but I'm not sure the local authorities would feel the same way. Number 12? The steamer slide. I'm sure that the speeds of kayaks in that drainage ditch are thrilling, but it doesn't top the thrill of going down this water slide at Calypso Water Park. At first sight, the steamer slide seemed like your regular water park attraction. It allowed one or two people to go down while using an inner tube. But once you were inside, you'd realize that it could reach high speeds that were capable to flip riders. I know flipping out of your tube is not uncommon in these types of rides, but it is definitely dangerous when it happens at high speeds. Fractured skulls, injured backs, and other injuries were reported, giving the park a total of 20 safety violations, which resulted in them being guilty of 6 of them. They did have to shut down the attraction, but not before paying a lawsuit of $280,000. Number 11? White Road Water Slide. The White Road Water Slide is actually a flume turned into a water slide. And just why is it illegal? Well, simply because it's inside government property. So getting to this spot means that you have to trespass private grounds in order to get there. However, there are tons of blogs and videos about people who have made it through this hike. And the way they reward themselves for their journey is by sliding down the flume. Number 10? Cannonball Loop. Yes, that's right. We always have to bring up the infamous Action Park every time we talk about illegal and dangerous attractions. Leaving Action Park out of these videos would be like having food without salt, desserts without sugar, or the US without Alaska, I guess. It wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be fun. So you better get used to it. As long as we talk about danger, we'll probably bring up Action Park. And of course, the Cannonball Loop is part of this list. During its short lifetime, it was responsible for multiple injuries. I guess you couldn't expect anything less from combining a 360-degree vertical loop and one of the most, or perhaps the most, dangerous park in America. Number 9? VERRÜCKT. And here's yet another classic that is worth mentioning. VERRÜCKT, which is the German word for insane, and I'm sure I'm mispronouncing at this point, is also the name of the water slide in Kansas that is now getting demolished. This is because a 10-year-old boy lost his life in 2016 due to a terrible neck injury caused by the ride. This ride was taller than Niagara Falls, making it the tallest water slide of its time. Riders were sent down on a 3-person raft at high speeds, and apparently the weight limit was 400 pounds. However, when this boy went on the ride, his raft went airborne, fatally hurting his neck and causing severe facial injuries to the women who were riding with him. It's said that the incident could have been avoided if the park authorities would have been a bit more responsible by ensuring that rules were followed at all times. Number 8. The Black Hole. Just by hearing the name you can imagine a lot of trouble. And that is exactly what the Black Hole turned out to be in regards to the now defunct Wet n Wild water park in Orlando, Florida. In 1994, the Black Hole hurt a man so badly that he managed to win a $1.73 million lawsuit against the water park. He claimed that he was struck by something in the dark and he wasn't able to move his legs when he got out of the ride. And if that wasn't enough, the poor man had to get a titanium plate inserted into his neck. Sadly, he was just one of many who got hurt in this ride. And those many problems eventually led to the closure of the water slide and the whole park. Probably for the better. Number 7. The Whoop and Holler. It's illegal to go on the Whoop and Holler, not because it's dangerous, but because the park where it belongs is now closed to the public. The name of the park was River Country, which was Disney's first ever water park, but why did it close? Well, they said it was because there wasn't enough guest demand. But do we really believe that? I mean, it's a Disney park. Some sources say that the Water and Bay Cove, which is where you'd find the Whoop and Holler ride, had a dangerous amoeba that threatened people's lives. In fact, a boy died in the 80s due to a brain infection caused by it. Number 6. The largest slip and slide. The slip and slide has taught us that it's possible to have fun in the summer without having to spend crazy amounts of money in a water park. All you need is a huge layer of plastic, some soap, and water, and you're all set. However, if you want to take the slip and slide experience to a whole new level, you might want to try this spot in what appears to be... I'm thinking Hawaii? I'll be honest, I'm not really sure because the people behind these videos have not disclosed the location. It seems like they've broken some rules to get there, but I can tell they're having a blast. Number 5. Geronimo Falls. And we're once again back at Action Park. Oh, I just can't quit Action Park. This time we're looking at Geronimo Falls, which was considered some of the steepest and most extreme attractions in the world. People who went on it say that it felt as if you were flying through the air instead of riding with your body against the water slide. There were fears that people would fall off the ride, so the staff at the park put a metal railing over it. But that just made things even worse. People would hit their bodies against it, and some of them even died. In the end, they had to close the attraction. Number 4. Shoot the Rapids. Shoot the Rapids was an attraction at Cedar Point in Ohio, which claims to be the roller coaster capital of the world. And even though the park is still open, Shoot the Rapids stopped operations in 2015. One of the most infamous events on this ride happened in 2013, when a boat rolled backwards down and flipped over, causing injuries to 7 passengers. They had to shut down the ride for the rest of the season, and 2 years later it was shut down for good. Number 3. Fort Rapids Indoor Water Park. Next on the list we have not just a water slide or a single ride, but a whole water park. I'm talking about Fort Rapids, an indoor water park in Ohio. In 2016, the park was abruptly closed by the police. Some of the reasons included fire code violations, bug infestations, and even improper handling of food. However, the park gained even more fame in 2018 when some of its water pipes bursted during the winter and created an icy mess. Nowadays, they are looking for ways to reuse that building, but it doesn't seem like this water park is reopening anytime in the future. Now it's time for the day's best pick. The picture I chose for the day shows how crazy it would be to have a water slide that can send you down the highest peak of a city. While such slides don't exist, there are quite a few places that have unexpectedly turned into water slides. We already saw some of them, and I'm about to show you 2 more. With that said, number 2. Tubing down a spillway. This spillway is part of Silver Lake Flats in Utah, and it became a famous spot for tubing and all crazy ways of water sliding. It goes without saying, access to this spillway is not permitted by law. There are tons of signs to prevent you from going in, and there's even a video from a local sheriff that reminds people of why it's dangerous to use this spot as a water slide. He says some guys suffered major injuries and almost lost their lives while sliding down this spillway, so I guess we all stick to regular water parks as we don't want to make this sheriff angry. And we also, don't want to lose our lives. Before we move on, do me a favor. My analytics show that only about 15% of you watching are actually subscribed. Come on guys, what's up with that? Can you guys please hit the subscribe button? You guys watch my videos every day anyway, so you might as well subscribe and keep up to date with every video we put out. Number 1. Slip and slide off a cliff. At the top of the list we have one of the most dangerous rides ever. Slipping and sliding off a cliff. slip and slide by itself has received a lot of criticism over the years due to the risks of people getting injured while on it. Now imagine how critics would react if they were able to see people using a slip and slide to go down a cliff. They would absolutely lose their flippin' minds. But many adventurous people have tried it over the years, and so far it seems like they did fine. No one got injured, at least not that I know of. However, I'm pretty sure this idea is not supported by local authorities anywhere. Cliffs are tricky, and you can never know for a fact if things are going to go the way you imagine. Those are all the water slides I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I really hope you don't do anything to get you into trouble. Just out of curiosity, if you could try any of these rides, which one would it be? Let us know in the comments section down below. With all that said and done, that's our video for today, folks, and I will see you all next time. Later, everybody!